which stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Recording of the roll.
All present.
Thank you. Item C, approval of the consent agenda.
Motion to approve the consent agenda. Support.
Motion by Commissioner McDaniel, second by Commissioner Seymour to approve the consent agenda as presented. Further discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Corcoran. Yes. Mildred.
Yes.
Seymour. Yes. Power.
Yes. Item D, approval of the agenda. Motion by Commissioner Flores, second by Commissioner Tower to approve the agenda as presented. Questions, discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Item E, citizens wishing to address the commission on items on the agenda. None. Moving on to item F, citizens wishing to address the commission on items not on the agenda. None. Item G, review of the city commission goals.
Thank you. About a year ago, we went through the goal setting process and identified the prioritization, structuring the goals of the state commission. And again, this isn't everything that we're working on, but it's the goal establishing we use to prioritize the budget and also a lot of activities that we work on here at the city. So, on the goal here. I'm going to just review them briefly, and then really what happens now is the question, do you want to, after we do you want to continue with these goals that we want, or do you want to have a goal setting workshop in the next month or so to either change these goals or do what you wish. So I guess I'll just briefly go through that and manager to do that. I'll be great to see you out there. Again, on our sheet we go from the number one goal as a commission now down to the number of whatever is negative goal. And we can play all of this we all the goals as possible. The number one goal that we had last year was completing the 16 transmission main and our phase 4 water sewer project. The city commission did take action to obtain and repay a company to the municipal route that has been approved. So what's the process of funding to approve and allocate the project is essentially designed, we're not going to design, and it's on that, we don't have to pay over the next few months. So that goal is to actually work moving forward for construction this year. Street maintenance planning funding, over the last few years, we've been very aggressive in our street maintenance overlays. One other maintenance element that we talked about in the city commission has budgeted for is maintenance taxing project where our existing streets that are in good shape now are maintaining those and going to the taxing. We have budgeted for that. We are planning on moving that forward this year, going up for bids this winter yet for a fairly substantial crack sealing program in 2017. We're also working with RoadSoft, it's a pavement management software, to input all the data on our streets. Again, that's going to be ongoing, it's very extensive. We have a lot of information to get into that system. I know Jason and Dennis are taking the lead on that and helping getting that data in. It's going to be ongoing over the next year or so to get that data in place. And that'll help us in our long-range planning and too for other maintenance and road expenses that come. A city sidewalk plan, that's been going through the process over the last year or so through planning commission essentially. And we've got a plan fairly well drafted out that's being it's final reviewed, if I will, and that should be coming to the city commission here shortly.
Probably the next meeting.
At the next meeting, so you'll be seeing something on that. So that's been in the works along over the last year or so. As we move forward. The next goal is to continue to develop the city route trail system, what we are referencing as the Beltline Trail. Again, that would be a trail system. I believe it would be part of it would be motorized and non-motorized, and it's under private ownership right now. Basically, the railroad, one of the railroads, really owns it. There's some other private owners. There has been an evaluation of who the owners are. That's been completed, And now we're working through, trying to still figure out the ownership, and then ultimately, hopefully, get this year going out for a grant for acquisition. And that would be it's basically a looped corridor that the sister uses right now, and it comes out toward Norrie Park. It would be a nice loop system that would tie into the Ironwood Trail. The next goal was to continue applying for blight grant funding and looking at neighborhood improvements, the fight against blight. And staff has been very aggressive in that, applying for grants. As you are aware, we have received 2 grants, essentially the same grant. And she's some of the so again, we have about $250,000 grant, a grant for removal of public property, and we are going to be $450,000 for our first grant that recently we grant out $250,000 to move budget steps for the next 2 years, and that should allow us to take out $100,000 properties. Staff has been working with property owners and identified other potential properties that we're looking at. And again, you have to be a local property owner. That's the person like us can. We've made contact with, I think, close to 60 different properties. We send all those to letters. And I think not quite confirmed about 30 of those. So we're working on that, and that'll be on over the next 2 years. Neighborhood playgrounds, that's been in the works again for a couple of times. That's been identified in here. And then we're going to playground work with USD. There's a talk about 10 years out there. We thinking north of the highway. And land identified over to the Bible Church. And a grant will be submitted this year for the American Star Grant. Hopefully, the grants will be guaranteed that we'll apply for that and we'll be successful with that. Foundation improvements. We take a proactive approach on well. Every foundation in our well, there's 6 years for well. So we'll go through rehab and we'll go through rehabbing our well. So we're on the second one. We stay through a contract with Big Brothers for our second well rehab. First one went very well. We expect that to occur there. Big Brothers should be in Palmer probably this week, working on that second well. Right here is going to be comm station. We talked about that. Even though we've done the different options at a pump station, we still have to pursue funding for that. But it's a big financial risk, if you will. But looking at funding sources, and as we go through this budget cycle, we talk about that in a lot more detail. Lighting decorations, banners, and overhead entrance along US 2. Again, we have some funding for purchasing the banner hangers for US 2. The light poles were installed on the US 2 projects. We have new light poles. We do have a number of banner hangers. We are looking to purchase a few more, and we are going to be talking with some of the quarter business owners on US 2 about what we can do there and some options with that. So again, there's been some activity on this, some things moved ahead. Still some things that we're going to pursue this summer with the US 2 corridor. Next item was Longyear Depot Park and Ironwood Trail security. Again, with our Depot Park and the trail, phenomenally, the trail being used is just amazing. It's nice to see that. Along with that comes some challenges. Nothing is perfect. But again, there's been a lot of effort in that to work out any issues that do arise at Depot Park. Public safety has been very involved with that. Monitoring that site, there's security around the building. We've been working with the chamber and just keeping a real eye on that. It's a real jewel for the community, and everybody wants to make sure that things go well in that area. So again, I want to thank public safety for their efforts in that, and we've had some discussions again this coming summer where things will be done out there to help with security at the depot. Branding, next one was branding and economic development efforts. Again, the branding process. The formal process has been, we do have our brand, we have our new logo, and now it's implementation. So we've taken some efforts to move that forward. There's some more things we'll be doing with that. Everything from letterhead to business cards. You see the vehicles are getting new emblems. We have a new sign in the spring that'll be going up as you come in from early. And a few other things I'll be looking at doing, get that brand out there, market our area, and keep moving that brand forward. So we really market our area. The brand, we came up really nice, the logo, and the tagline coming with it. And now it's implementation. Next item was cemetery streets and water improvements. Again, had a good summer last year, and a number of streets were paved and gravel. So the cemetery is in good shape. Water system, still got to do a little work on that. It's very functional and usable. It's still a work in progress to make sure that that stays in good shape. Next item was continue with public safety and their drug enforcement and school presence. And again, public safety is very active in that. They take one of the lead roles in Giant. Work with a team there of all the different entities in the area, public safety and police entities, and they have active presence in the Ironwood School District, which has been very positive for the school district. And I think a lot of good contacts they made through that relationship with the school. And they're going to plan on continuing that avenue and keeping that going. It's a good program. The next item is Norrie Park and Norrie Park road improvements. Again, we had the opportunity to pave Norrie Park last year, so again, that was a nice improvement as well as the entrance to Norrie Park. And we'll continue looking at streets to pave again this year. So that one's been accomplished. Next item was city events and festivals. Continue with supporting that. You'll see a lot of our events, again, they're driven by volunteers. We basically hopefully take out roadblocks. That's part of our goal is to let them run with it and try to remove roadblocks so they can be successful. And again, as an example, this weekend we had snowmobile races, ice snowmobile races at the fairgrounds, the Olympus races, and again, volunteer driven. And that event, again, it's expanded. It's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, so it's expanded over the whole weekend, which is great. It keeps people around longer. And so our sister, they expanded their events from basically a one-day event to events on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So again, some of our existing events are expanding, which is excellent, and we have groups that are looking at new events. Just as an example, with our new Ironwood Trail, there's a group of running enthusiasts that are working on a half marathon between Ironwood and Nesbury back, called the Bridges and Bluffs Half Marathon. And again, another event that we'll bring to the area. So again, we can't say enough about the volunteers and supporting their efforts. Another item, identify remaining local streets for Mills and Overlay. Again, we're, I'd say, at one point in time, we're in really good shape here. It's never ending. So again, with a pretty good management system that'll help us be proactive going forward and continue to budget for those so you don't have to fall behind again. You can't just, we can't sit on our laurels and say we're going to be. You have to go on and do the maintenance that we're doing and continue with the zone overlays and reconstruct. So keep sure with the commission support, keep moving that forward. And again, we're working with the road south management system, get the data into that system, which will help long-term manage our system. Business recognition for long-time businesses. Again, I think when it first came out, we had a couple of recognition opportunities, something we probably want to look at closer as ideas. Bring that. I think with first one to the goals, I think we had a couple of recognition opportunities, and probably time working a lot of great long-term businesses out there that we want to make sure you know that we appreciate their being in our community. City charter review. Karen has and city attorney has looked through that. There's been some charter amendments that have been approved. About half of those, about those were state required amendments. And they'll be looking at others who's as city clerk and the city attorney looking at those and bringing those to the commission to be updated or changed. Next one is complete the Little League field improvements. And again, that essentially was some grading that was done out there. There was a pretty extensive grading project last fall that didn't help improve that situation. And we'll continue to monitor that. And things so far, knock on wood, are looking okay out there. There's been a lot of effort through public works and others that involved with that. Next item is involved Collector Street reconstruction plan. I mean, that's with the road south pavement management system, getting that in. And over the next year, that's been started, and we'll continue with that. Update the zoning ordinance. Again, that's been budgeted for. So the commission did budget for that. We are working with the state NBC on the getting it certified as a redevelopment ready community. Very good effort, and it's required, a lot of the funding is tied to that also. So it is required that you have a carrot attached to that, but it's also a very good process to go through to make sure that we have all our ducks in a row, all our ordinances in place. One of those is the zoning ordinance, and that's something that Tom will be working on. We're hopeful that we're kind of holding back a little bit on moving that forward. We do have an RFP put together ready to go forward, but there might be some funding assistance. Once we're certified as a redevelopment ready community, there's some funding that might help offset some of the costs of the zoning ordinance. So we're kind of waiting to get that done before we move forward, and hopefully we get some of the zoning ordinance funded through that. No guarantee, but there's a possibility that could happen. As we go to the bottom of the list, the last three, continue looking for opportunity to work with other government communities. Again, ongoing, we have another number of different relationships. Public safety is taking a real strong lead in that area, working with different entities that are out there. Public Works works very closely with other communities, with the city of Reading on a daily basis. And as opportunities pop up, we definitely want to explore those and continue with those, developing those relationships. Last two items, City Commission elections, even a number of years. I believe we had looked at that, and at that time, it wasn't getting to move forward. It was discussed. If you want to have any further discussion on that, we can. But at least, yeah, at this point, we were moving forward. This commission wants to, again, take a look at that and see if you want to make any changes. And again, that would be a change to the city charter, if that were something you wanted to do. And then transparency and communications, again, always something we're continuing to work on, continuing to hopefully improve on, to get a city newsletter as one venue that was implemented a while ago. We send that out 3 or 4 times a year. Our city website is also to place for information. That's been updated this past summer. So again, a whole new fresh website, hopefully user-friendly. A lot of information in that website. Sometimes you have to get through it to find the information, but it is out there. And then our Facebook page was a page started this year, trying to use Facebook to get information out to the public also. So again, if anybody has other ideas, bring those up. We're very supportive of trying to get information out to the public as much as possible. So again, those were your goals for the year. Everything is either in the works or has been accomplished for the most part. And like the direction from the commission on how you'd like to move forward with these goals or a new set of goals for the next year.
Pretty impressive, the accomplishments of the city staff. Thank you guys.
It's a team effort. There's a lot of things here. Yeah.
It seems to me that so much has been accomplished on this list that I think we need to revisit it. Is that okay?
It's always a good idea to have things at least in the hopper and in the thought process so that you at least start planning and thinking so that
Sure.
we continue moving forward.
Excellent. Well, we will do that. Yeah. We won't be at the next meeting, but probably at the following commission meeting, we'll do a workshop. We'll do a workshop. And kind of go through the process we've been before. You can include existing goals or add new ones to them, and we'll do the vetting process on deciding what they are.
I think it'd be helpful, at least for me, to have city staff give us a little update on what staff uses our major infrastructure needs.
Okay.
Maybe this really helps us set goals.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
We've been talking about the Wellfield transmission line for almost the entire time I've been on.
Mm-hmm.
So we can cross that off. It's great.
Right.
And we need to know what really are our top infrastructure needs.
Okay. Well, we will do
And within these goals, we already defined, you could put bullets underneath of either wish lists or plan developments. For instance, like wayfinding signs to fit undergrounding and economic development efforts. So that we could look at those and you may have already thought of them, but it'd be nice to know what their thought process and
Sure.
planning process.
that. Yeah, we can list as many things as, we have our place we're thinking of. Again, get those 3 agencies to digest that. I'll also reiterate, this list is not at all inclusive. Each department has their own goals, and they probably have a whole list that's, this and multiply it, that they're working on individually on smaller items. But we'll bring some of those bigger ones back to you, some of the more broader items or more challenging items that we need to cover.
And I'll just add to that, it's wonderful that the goals that were developed, the city staff, the commission, but it's also the people in this community. And the people needed better streets. It was like a top goal, and that's accomplished. So those goals are not only a reflection of us, but the people that live in this town.
I just a quick question. When you mentioned the city loop trail system, applying for an acquisition grant,
Right.
does that require the same matching fund that a development grant requires through the DMR?
There is match involved. I don't know exactly what the way on that. I don't know what that, but there are typically matches required.
Okay. Great. So, wonderful. And I certainly invite all department heads and city staff to also contribute ideas, because you're the ones that work in the city day in and day out, and to present ideas and dreams, and just because I know every day we take care of what we can, but you guys are in the thick of it, and just to contribute ideas, I'm certainly welcome to receiving those.
Sure. Prior to us getting here to the city commission, we'll, with each department head, go through and see if they've got some larger, challenging goals that we definitely want to see consider. At least so you're aware of that, and you can use that in your.
Working together to figure out a way to make our city even stronger and better, and just continuing to move forward. Thank you. Anything else on that topic? Item H, new business. Discuss and consider resolution number 017-001, amendment to the City of Ironwood surplus property policy.
All right, so in 2014, you guys passed a surplus property policy, basically to deal with in a more organized manner with some of the surplus property. It's a multi-tier system. This amendment is specifically to Tier 2, if you guys had a chance to take a look at it. Basically, the Tier 2 system is an RFP process, so request for proposal for certain parcels of land. This would allow us to exempt certain developers from the actual competitive process. They still would have to present all the plans and everything, and they would have to show proof that they've met other obligations for other similar developments within our community or another community. So the idea is to sort of quicken that process. We were concerned that potentially we could scare a developer away because of the length of the RFP process and having to be competitive. So this is to sort of streamline that process for certain specific projects that staff feels that the developer would meet those obligations. And they still would have to put together a plan. They'd have to show proof that the developer, can meet those obligations. And then we'd also still have the portions of it that would say that if they don't meet the obligations, the property then comes back to the city ownerships.
Didn't we have a piece in there where if the parcel had been on the list for a certain period of time, the requirements were relaxed somewhat as far as the RFP process went?
I don't remember really seeing that in the original one. This really is, the way that I kind of envision what the comprehensive plan is asking for is that the intention of the RFP process really is for every year or two, staff find a specific property that we think would be a good redevelopment project that's owned by the city. And then we vet that piece of property and we send it out to developers and try to get proposals for that as sort of a process of continuing to circulate property back into the private ownership and have that tax base. What our policy kind of missed was those situations where we're approached by a developer that we've worked with before and that we feel very, very confident with that would be able to meet those requirements. And this would make it so we wouldn't have to say, well, wait, you have to wait because we actually now have to advertise this to the public and have other developers compete with you for this this project, in which in a lot of situations, there may not ever be anybody else who's interested, but now yet that developer has to wait that 6-month long period to go through that process. But there wasn't, in the original process, there is in the tier 1 process, there is a situation where we offer up a parcel that's in between 2 other parcels. We offer it up to the adjacent landowner so we can quickly get rid of those properties. But these are for, larger parcels where there aren't adjacent landowners necessarily that would be interested in those. And it goes through planning commission and they recommended adoption of this.
I make the motion that we consider resolution 017-01, the amendment to the City of Ironwood surplus property policy.
I'll second that.
To consider the resolution.
Yes, as described.
Motion by Commissioner Miller and second by Commissioner Seaman to approve the resolution number 017-01.
Yes.
To the City of Ironwood surplus property policy. Any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Mildred.
Yes.
Seymour.
Yes.
Tower.
Yes.
Corcoran. Virgil.
Yes. Item I, discuss and consider authorizing bids for the 2017 pavement strengthening project.
Again, the city does pavement striping every year. 1 year we do the whole city, and then in the off year we do whatever needs to be freshened up. So we're in the full city striping year, I guess. So again, with your authorization, we'll go out and get the contractor bids and bring those back to the city commission for consideration. We are trying to get those out early. It's nice to get the city striped right away in the spring if we can. And usually the bids are out competitive. If we go earlier, we can get them out. So we're going to do a little earlier this year. But we got project going.
I'll make a motion to authorize the advertisement for bids as described in item I.
Support.
Motion by Commissioner Seaman, second by Commissioner Carpenter to authorize the advertisement for bids as described in item I. Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item J, discuss and consider approving payment number 7 in the amount of $21,442.67 and payment number 8 in the amount of $24,047.20 to Green Bay Pipe MTV for the televising of sewer lines through the solid plant.
Yeah, this is for work that was completed last fall, and again, it's 100% that grant funded.
I'll make a motion to approve the 2 payments described in item J.
Support.
Motion by Commissioner Seaman, second by Commissioner Corcoran to approve the 2 payments as described in item J. Further discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Seymour.
Yes.
Tower.
Yes.
Corcoran. Mildred.
Yes.
Virgil.
Yes. And K, managers report.
Again, a very short report today. A lot of it came out through the discussion of our goals. There's a couple items to touch on. One is prior to your next meeting, on January 23rd, we're going to have a workshop at 4:30. And it's going to be to discuss the new medical marijuana laws in the state of Michigan. So it's informative at this point in time. So just want to make everybody aware of that. And anyone's workshop at the State Commission. But actually, we're going to cover it at 4:30 on the 23rd. Just talking with Dennis, indicated that it was early last week, Excel Energy got their occupancy permit, so out in our industrial park, so they're moving into their facilities, and it's nice to see that project went very smoothly, and a nice addition to an industrial park in the community. And the last thing I had was prior to my comment, there's an email come through. It looks like the SISU group, if you were a volunteer associated with the SISU effort event, they have a thank you party at 5 p.m. tomorrow at Golden Dragon. So I just want to put the word out there, everybody that was volunteer, invite them to come there and SISU we'll have a buffet dinner for them. That's
Full buffet, salad bar, chicken ribs, Chinese.
But you had to be a volunteer in some fashion. There's a lot of them out there.
Just
So.
about everybody in this room.
Pretty much.
City staff was phenomenal. They're volunteering.
Yeah.
Other matters?
Yes. So, you know, sometimes we have all of these well, like goals, and things go forward, but when you actually see the work that we do come to its fruition, it's so exciting. And for me, being in downtown Ironwood for 36 years, this last year, the Annie taking over the Golden Dragon and Contrast Coffee Company, every day in front of the Contrast Coffee Company, there are cars parked in a road there. And that street was empty in that position. You know, every morning it was empty. And now it's been full every day. I mean, that's a big deal. You know, just count the cars, look where they were, and look where they are. And the same thing with Annie's Golden Dragon. There were more cars parked on that end, but noon till 2 and in the evening, 4, 5, 6 o'clock, the street is busy, and you can't find a place to park those days. So what a nice change that is. And then after the SISU, Sunday, I happened to be at Annie's Golden Dragon with my wife, and the family next to us, they looked like skiers, and we said hi. And the young man there, his name was Jojo from Minneapolis, Minnesota, 19 years old. He won the 31K freestyle. And had never been to Ironwood, had never been to ABR, had never been to Wolverine. He found his way to a bakery downtown, he said, on Friday. Best bakery he ever ate. Stayed in a hotel with his family, him and his father and mother. Friday night, Saturday night, then skied at Wolverine on Sunday, ate at the Golden Dragon. And him and his family said, this town is like an undiscovered resource. It's absolutely wonderful. And unsolicited. So a family, and you know, that doesn't just happen with SISU, that happened with the Olympics, the snowmobile Olympics. So we have the long-term effect of this, you know, is that they might end up in a restaurant once on Saturday, a bakery once on Friday, something on Sunday, but they're coming back again. And they're coming back, and this has been going on for 8 years. So people from Wausau have never been to downtown Ironwood. People from Minneapolis have never been to downtown Ironwood. And now they're coming here. So all of this work of all of these volunteers in our city is making a big difference. Yeah. Cool.
And I hear a rumor there's another new business opening up downtown, some kind of brewery?
Yes.
Is that true?
There is one coming. Mm-hmm.
Any other comments?
I just want to wish the two snowmobilers well at the series weekend cheer that races this weekend. You never want to see something like that happen. Matt Go and Blaine Stevenson, your families, we wish you the best. If they happen to watch this. Get well soon.
Yeah, very nice.
I just have a constructive criticism comment in terms of the city of Ironwood's new phone system. I find very difficult to use, and I've heard that from members of the people I know. And I just would like you to, I just request respectfully, if you could pretend like you're calling the city and try to manage through that. It's cumbersome and it's too long.
So you don't get the operator, the line operator to go into the system.
It was easier last year, and I'm not sure what's happened, but it's very cumbersome and difficult to manage.
nothing has changed from last year, but we did put on a Christmas thing over the holidays. It was a little different. That was that, and it's scripted, so.
Well, it's, I mean, I don't know when it changed, but it's, you know, it's
Yeah,
difficult.
Maybe something's not happening.
The difference is that previously,
Yes.
1 was for, 2 was for, 3 was for, so in the matter of 20 seconds, you were given 8 options, which are all of the city employees.
Okay,
Now, it's much more cumbersome than that.
okay.
Yes. And those of us that know you all and know where we want to go, I often have to call back. Anyway, it's.
Okay, we'll take a look at that. We'll figure that.
Maybe we can call them and see if we can shorten.
It was easier, as Jim said, when it was just a single digit.
Yes, we did do a little bit of update here last year, so we'll take a look at that. That's obviously not going to go again.
Any other members? Motion to adjourn?
Support.
Thank you. Motion by Commissioner Towers, second by Commissioner Harrison to adjourn. 6:08. All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
How much I might be in line.